Life is an incredible archive of stories. If you do it right, or even if you do it wrong, just living long enough will supply you with a treasure trove of memorable adventures. The following memories take place over many decades, so settle in with a cold one and let me tell you a story. Back in the 70s and 80s, I was a magazine feature writer in Los Angeles. My specialty was in depth celebrity profiles. When you have a job like that, it's not just a job, it becomes an integral part of your life. I had many friends who weren't in the entertainment business, and some of those friends are still my friends today. But I also had several celebrity friendships, and those were as natural to me as any other friendships I had at the time. You know what I'm talking about, the kind of friendships where you can sit around the kitchen table and just share moments with each other. To many people, that might seem almost impossible to do with a celebrity, especially some of the celebrities I knew because they were starring in hit television shows at the time. But I never viewed them as anything more than people with a high profile job. Maybe that's why so many of them were able to be themselves around me without fear that I was looking to exploit their celebrity status. A good example of this happened with the cast of a very popular television show called Eight is Enough. But first, a little background about how this came about is necessary. My indoctrination as a Bradford Clan member came as a result of wandering onto the set while they were shooting near my home. I used to do that in order to see what celebrities were like when they didn't know they were being interviewed. I would wander in, sit down, and casually talk to the crew members. Over the years, I had learned that crew members knew the real person much better than the celebrity image viewed by fans. Crew infiltration was a research tool in case I was ever called upon to interview any of the celebrities I observed for an in-depth profile at a later date. Occasionally, during a scene break, a cast member would sit down in an empty chair next to me. We'd start a little small talk without them knowing who I was or what I did for a living. It's important to note that I wasn't looking for dirt on the celebrity. I was merely trying to get a better feel for the person during unguarded moments. It was solely for my benefit. It was never for publication. Even though I never interviewed any of the Eight is Enough cast members for a magazine article, a couple of them became a big part of my non-writer life. Many months after that infiltration moment, the cast and I were sitting around talking about a lot of things that tabloid magazines would have paid big money to report when I jokingly remind them that I wrote for magazines. That's when Willie Ames, who played Tommy on the show, turned to me and said, "We know, but if we didn't trust you, you wouldn't be here." I'd like to believe that their trust came as a result of my personality, but in truth, it probably had more to do with my relationship with one particular cast member. I have no pictures or video of us together. In those days, I didn't have a phone with a camera in my pocket. Even if I had, it would have been almost impossible for me to use because my hands were usually wrapped around the handles of my crutches. Fortunately for me, she had professionals taking numerous videos of her. Which brings me to last night. For some inexplicable reason, I was thinking about her when I crawled into bed. The anniversary of her death had recently passed, and that might have had something to do with it. But I'm not quite sure. I have a 7-inch tablet suspended about a foot and a half away from my face when I'm lying in bed. It's a combination television, which I hardly ever use, and everything else that any other tablet does. A few taps later, I was watching the Bradford Clan in Hawaii. While watching the episode, a strange thing started happening when she was on screen. From time to time, I would zone out to scenes of us, drawn from the depths of my memory. If it had been part of the show, the writers would have made the reality of the moment trigger a flashback sequence. It was surreal, but it put a smile on my face as I drifted off to sleep. These days, we photograph every moment of our lives. We take pictures and videos of everywhere we go, everything we do, even everything we eat. We take so many photos and videos that it would be impossible for us to review them in their entirety ever again, but we keep adding to the collection. During so many important times in my life, I neither had the technology nor the ability to chronicle those moments and the people who lived them with me. Sometimes, I think the universe was trying to tell me that truly important photos and videos shouldn't be saved by anything other than the camera in your mind, because, in the long run, those are the only images that will last a lifetime.